right, everybody, we're back. We're back with a new little podcast, new episode. Those of y'all that are watching and tuning in, you already know what the podcast relates to: business, entrepreneurship, people that started from nothing and got to something. I got a special guest I want to introduce today, Mitchell Miller.
Thank you.
What's up, buddy? No, man.
Hey,
Hey,
podcast.
I appreciate it, bro. So, Mitchell, I'm gonna have Mitchell explain what he does. Tell us a little bit, Mitchell, of what you do and how you got into this career.
Okay, so at a young age, I got into some trouble, to be honest, and I really couldn't find good jobs, and so I decided to open up my own business, and I went into trucking, and it was hard to get where I am now. All I had to do though is I had to keep pushing and never give up, and just always have some money in the bank, a little bit of money to operate off of. And then one day I seen this guy coming through my neighborhood with an 18-wheeler, and to be honest, I flagged him down, and I told him, I want you to teach me how to drive this thing. I never drove an 18-wheeler. I've driven Chevy Silverados since I was about 7 years old, and that's about it out in the country. And this guy, believe it or not, he was a black guy. And I said, man, I ain't gonna have no chance with this guy. He ain't gonna teach me. And about a month later, I was hanging out at a friend's house in the neighborhood, and I ran into him again. And I said, hey, you remember me? He said, man, I do. And he goes, man, dude, you're pretty persistent. I like that. He goes, you know what? My next day's off, I'm going to teach you how to drive. And I said, wow. I said, nice. And I got together with him. We exchanged numbers and everything then. Because before, he was just trying to tell me, hey, I'm going to let one of my friends teach you how to drive. And you could pay him, the $1,000 you're offering. This guy took me out, man, and took me under his wing. His name is Alan Wooten. He's still on my Facebook. And he moved to Houston for a long time, and now he's back in San Antonio. And we've ran into each other out in the field, out in the oil field. He was working for another trucking company. Nice. And this guy taught me how to drive on his days off. And I learned how to operate a CMV, a commercial vehicle.
Now, did it take you a long time to get your CDL? And if you could just tell the crowd out there how you got it. Is it a long process? Because I know a lot of stuff changed now from back in the day.
So one thing about me, I did it all on my own. There's a lot of kids, they go to the schools and stuff. And I looked into some schools, but the schools were like $8,000 at the time. Now it's a little bit more.
Wow.
So I couldn't afford that, And so what I did is I went to the DMV and I got the study test.
Oh, you can do that?
Now you cannot get the study test. It's all online. You can't get the booklet no more. Because I actually have my nephew right now getting his CDL. He's 22 years old. And hopefully one day he's going to be driving for me. So
nice. That's good.
What I did, and I tell everybody this, I studied the test in the parking lot right here in San Antonio. I was from the southeast side. I went to Highlands High School, Highland House. So I studied in the parking lot, and then it was fresh on my mind, and I went inside and took the test and passed every time, aced it. I tell everybody that. My nephew, he took the test the other day. He studied at home. He went up there. He missed. I told him, this is how you have to do it. He has to retake the test now. You have to study in the parking lot so it's fresh on your mind. Go in, take the test, you'll pass it, guaranteed.
Nice. So back to what you do. Tell the people what you do for this. Like, I know you haul oil.
So when I first got my CDL, actually there's a thing to, when you first get your CDL, they call it in the box. You are in the box. You have a CDL and you cannot get hired anywhere because you don't have any verifiable experience. So after having my CDL for 2 years, I finally got on with a company that gave me a shot. And I started out doing belly dump, And then shortly after that, like maybe a month or 2 months, I got into the oil field hauling water.
Nice. Wow. How long have you been doing that now?
So I did water for a year. That's what I tell everybody they need to do. You need to haul water for a year. That way you get verifiable experience. So then after a year, I said, hey man, I have the X endorsement. I have the hazmat endorsement. What am I doing hauling water? So I went up to a guy on a pad site and I told him, hey man, show me how you're testing the oil. And he showed me and he was real nice and we're still friends. 15 years, 13 years later, we're still friends. And so there's people out there that are willing to help people. I'm willing to help anybody. If you contact me on Messenger, Facebook, you know, I've helped many, many guys out. And this is what put me in a different tax bracket, you know, and then eventually I was an owner operator. Well, I've been an owner operator for 5 years now. I was a company driver for 7. So I drove for other companies for 7 years until I finally scrounged up enough money to buy my own equipment. And that's where you want to be. You want to cut out the middleman. You want to get your own equipment and you want to lease on with company. That way you can make some big money.
So originally to make money in this type of field, I take it you can make good money driving somebody else's truck, but the goal is to have your own truck.
Yeah, I have drivers that are working for me right now.
Nice.
They're getting 35% of the load. So I'm paying drivers around $8,000 a month right now to drive for me.
Nice. So how many trucks do you have originally right now, Mitchell?
We have 2 trucks right now.
Nice. That's good, bro. Gotta give it to you. Oh, you've come a long way. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, I know Mitchell for about almost 20 years, 25 years.
Since
But
1996.
This guy's come a long way.
I met you in 96.
Wow. It's come a long way. And I gotta give it to you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, because, man, you're killing it right now. Right now, obviously, a lot of people know that right now a lot of people are struggling in this field right now. A lot of people are looking for work, the way it is out here, but you're killing it. That's good. I gotta give it to you, man. That's good.
Thank you.
So, in this type of work that you do, what would you tell somebody that wants to get into this type of work? What can you recommend and what advice can you give them?
I always tell people that are starting off, you know, save up some money, put back some money every month. Just put it back, set it and forget it, and always tell yourself, hey, that's for my truck. That's for my tanker or my trailer, whatever you're going to do in trucking. Put it back and don't touch it. You know, my dad told me years ago, he said, there's one thing I want to tell you, and I want you to remember this always. He said, always pay yourself first. And I said, what does that mean, Dad? And he told me, always put back 10% of your check and forget about it. And that's the best advice I can give to somebody. Because the more money you have, the more doors will open for you.
Nice. No, that's true. Your dad gave you some good advice. Yeah, that's a good one. So I got a question. I got a couple of questions I want to ask you. One of them is, so what was your biggest challenge when you started out doing this?
I would say getting the equipment is one, and then getting the LLC is another. Getting your EIN number, setting everything up with the IRS. Always put back money for your taxes.
So I got one question, Mr. Miller. If you can give yourself one piece of advice to a younger version of yourself, what would it be?
Never give up. Just follow your dreams. Set small goals, and you know, don't set big goals. Set small goals, and when you achieve those small goals, then go for something bigger. You know, start off small, and
Nice.
you know, it'll come. It's like anything. If you want it bad enough, you will get it. But you gotta want it, and you gotta want it bad. Nobody's gonna give you nothing in this life. There's no handouts in this lifetime. Let me make that clear. I have nieces and nephews all the time. Hey, can you help me out? Can you help me out? I ain't helping you out. You gotta go get it just like I got it. And it's tough love, If you want it bad enough, my brother and sister, they don't speak a lick of Spanish, and I speak pretty fluent Spanish.
He does. For y'all that don't know,
and,
he speaks a lot of Spanish,
and
understands it.
It's because I wanted to learn. I fly airplanes. It's because I want to learn, and I could go jump in an airplane right now over here at Stinson Airfield and get right in it, and boom, have you up in the air. It's because I wanted that, and I wanted it, and that's my advice to the younger generation. If you want something bad enough, you will get it. You got to have that drive. You got to have that want, and you can't let nobody get in your way. You might have family members that say, "Oh, you're not going to be able to do that. It's too much." Don't ever listen to them.
That's true. Sometimes you got to say, quit bitching and just fucking go do it.
That's my advice.
Don't give excuses. You know all these things. A lot of this young generation uses excuses. And that's not for everyone, but excuses to me, it's like, just fucking go do it. That's it. Shut the fuck up and go do it.
Hard work pays off.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right.
Dedication.
So what are some of your goals now that I know you're in your 40s. I know you just bought a ranch. Congratulations on that. How many acres did you get?
30 acres in
nice.
Jordanson.
Congratulations on that, buddy.
Yeah, I'm fixing it up. It's gonna be looking real nice. It's so later on, I plan on getting into a little bit of ranching. I got neighbors that have 250 acres around me and stuff like that. They're all into cattle. I got so many friends that are into the cattle and willing to help me. They see that I want to get into this, so they're willing to help me. Just like in the beginning when I started in trucking, I'm willing to help anybody too. Just give me a shout, message me on Messenger, we can talk. And I just plan on retiring out there later on. Maybe get me a place, a little ranch in Colorado or something too. I like it out that way.
Nice out there.
I would like to have a place in the summer, where it's cooler, and then come down here and colder, when it, like in the fall.
In the fall.
Yeah, and have a place I can, hop to. But I see myself, doing a lot of that kind of stuff, maybe growing some corns and, crops, I don't know just what yet, but yeah, I have a nice little chunk out there, 30 acres. It's right off of 16 and 140. It's down in Jordanson, in between Pleasanton and Tilden.
Wow.
Yeah, so city boy gone country.
Nice. So y'all hear that though? For those of y'all truckers who want to become a trucker or want to get into that field of success, remember, entrepreneur, businessman, whatever you want to call it, you want to get in that field of work. You heard it from Mitchell Miller. I got one question that I want the people to see. You got this ranch. You just got it. How many acres you said again?
30.
30 acres. Did you get this with this new career that you're doing now with the crude oil and the trucking company?
Yep.
So if you did it, anyone else can do it.
That's right.
Nice.
It's got to be right here. You got to want it.
There you go. Nice. That's good, man. You've come a long way. Success, bro. That's what I call it.
Hey,
and that's badass.
You ain't joking.
You gotta congratulate. Don't ever hate someone that's doing good. That's one thing I've learned. Like, if you're doing good, congrats. And that's one thing I gotta give it to you, because you got your 2 trucks, you got your ranch, and you still got a house here in San Antonio, Texas. That's success. So congratulations to you, Mitch. I love that. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, we'll be having another episode on Monday and Tuesday this week coming up. I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. You already know the New Level Podcast, twice a week. Y'all know where to find us. YouTube, TikTok. You'll find us on those other platforms, but we can't upload these long episodes on the smaller version. Like TikTok doesn't let you upload big versions of videos. So most of our videos, you're going to find us on the New Level Podcast on YouTube. Hit us up on there, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.